AITAH, for calling my mother-in-law uneducated about nutrition and kicking her out of my house after she criticised what I made my son for dinner. So my husband and I have one 18-month-old son, and I am pregnant with our second baby. We live in a major city, and his mother lives in a suburb, 45 minutes north of us. Her doctor works out of a hospital located downtown in our city, and my mother-in-law will often stay over at our place after her appointments, instead of driving back to her home, as her appointments usually end right around when rush hour begins. Yesterday was one of these days. She went to have some labs drawn at the hospital, and then came over to our home when I was just about done cooking dinner. My husband was at the gym. I had a long day yesterday. I felt absolutely exhausted from pregnancy and chasing my toddler around all day. We were running low on groceries with not a lot of dinner options, so I was planning to make a really easy dinner of spaghetti with frozen meatballs. But when I went in the kitchen to start cooking, I realised that we were actually out of the meatballs I thought we still had. It was too late to go to the store to get something else to make. My kid was already acting hungry, and I was starving and exhausted. So I just thought, well, I guess we don't need to have protein with every single meal, and made the pasta without meatballs. When my mother-in-law saw me putting my son in his seat and serving him his food, she said, "Just pasta?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I totally forgot I used up all our frozen meatballs until I was already cooking, so it's a meatless dinner night." And she said that she wished I would have texted her, and she would have grabbed me meatballs from the store on her way, so that her grandson and her grandbaby-to-be could have a real dinner. This really irked me, as his meal was a real dinner, and it's not like I don't serve him protein. He had protein with breakfast and lunch yesterday. I also don't like how she referred to her grandbaby-to-be getting a real meal as I'm pregnant. And so it's obviously me who has to eat in order to nourish the baby. It's me that's not getting a real meal, according to her logic. It made me feel like she sees me as some kind of vessel, and really made me mad. I told her that maybe she's uneducated with how much protein humans actually need, and there's nothing wrong with our dinner. She immediately got very upset that I called her uneducated when she's raised 3 boys and she knows what growing boys need to eat, and told me I should try and plan harder next time. This last comment sent me over the edge, and I yelled at her to get out of my house if she's just going to shit all over my mothering abilities, and that she needs to stop using our place as a home base in the city when she has her appointments, if she's going to make comments like that. She left in a huff, screaming about how she couldn't believe I was kicking her out over some constructive criticism before she even got to spend time with her grandson. I told her I'm not looking for any type of criticism from her. She called my husband and said I went on a hormone-induced rage and kicked her out because I couldn't deal with being called out on not serving my son a proper dinner, and said she wants to keep coming over after her appointments. My husband wants both of us to apologise to each other to make peace, but I told him I'm not some elementary schooler who's going to be forced to apologise when I didn't do anything wrong, just to make the issue go away. Now he's mad at me too, and I'm wondering if I actually didn't do anything wrong, AITA.